Hello. Welcome to Wake Up and Live with the Arts. I'm Sue Johnson, and you see before you a promotion for Black and Blue Rhapsody by Richard Asbury. This is our 2-act drama coming to the Rainey Institute Saturday, June 1st and Sunday, June 2nd. And we want you to meet the playwright who is responsible for bringing this dynamic 2-act drama to the Cleveland stage. So hello and welcome, Richard Asbury.
Hello again. Thank you very much, Sue, for having me.
You're more than welcome, because you're getting to be almost a co-host and not just a guest with your appearances.
And based on that, let me tell everyone out there that Sue was the first person that convinced me that I could take a very rough play that was a reading almost 2 or 3 years ago now and turn it into a polished reading, and that eventually, with help and time, I could become an author that would be ready to do a stage play. So thank you very much, Sue.
Honey, you're more than welcome. Thank you. It's our pleasure, and part of the Wake Up and Live mission is to help bring talented artists to the local market and beyond, because you know my opinion about Black and Blue Rhapsody and some of your other pieces is that they will have a life beyond Cleveland as time goes by.
I hope so. Thank you.
So, yes, tell us a little bit, how did you happen to come up with the topic of Black and Blue Rhapsody, and tell us what that is, the topic.
Okay. The idea came because of the police shootings that are going on across the nation. And the Tamir Rice shooting started my thinking. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to create a play that dealt with the attitudes of African Americans about the police and some of the attitudes of some police about African Americans. So I started to think about that and how to bring across the message that I wanted to bring across, which is that both sides of this picture need to examine how they think. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the approach that I took. The play is set in a fictionalized town of Jefferson. Doesn't say the state, doesn't say that, but it does take place in 4 specific time periods: 1968, 1988, 2008, and 2016. And what the play addresses are things that are going on politically in those years in relation to Black people, and also what's going on with us and the police. The whole play, with the exception of one scene, is set in a Black barber shop.
And everybody who's been in a Black barber shop knows what that experience is like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is not a comedy about barbershops. Who is that? Ice Cube and Queen Latifah and that gang. No, this is not like that, but it is in a barbershop.
Because that's kind of the crucible where some people talk about their thoughts, their ideas, and where largely men examine the news and the attitudes of what's going on at that time. So that's why it's set there. And throughout the play, we bring in the police. I don't want to say confrontation, the police encounters with Black people in those 4 different time frames.
I think I used the word little flakiness that goes on. Yeah.
Yeah, but they are encounters, shall we say. So that's why I did it, and that's where it's going. And what I hope is when people leave, also we have a talkback period where we're going to have people from the police community, people from other sectors of the community to discuss the issues that they gleaned from the play. And hopefully some of those things that came to them can be forwarded to the police department to see how they can work better.
And this is an ongoing project. Once the production, the play itself, this 2-act drama has been performed, and we have the talkback sessions after each performance, that information will be then used to plan, develop, and implement ongoing neighborhood and community workshops involving African American residential neighborhood folk, business and community leaders, and the police. So it will be out in the community as a community outreach program. And we want to thank the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture organization for helping us to get started with the funding so that we can bring a Black and Blue Rhapsody by Richard Asbury to you. Now, how long did it take you to actually write this play? And I'm going to chuckle because I know how you write plays, but about how long was this process for you?
From the idea of it to the first draft really was almost a year, because not that I'm so terribly busy that I couldn't write it straight through. I get a picture in my mind of the characters first, and then I try to go to resources like police officers, like people who've had interfaces with the police to talk about their experience. And then I go back in my mind about my experience. So it took almost a year from idea to this point.
And that's not a terribly long time. And especially, I'm going to ask Richard a little bit about his background, because he doesn't come from the arts. He is an example of an individual who comes from a completely different background, and yet something inside of him, that flame started sparking and firing up, so that he now spends his time being a playwright. So tell us about your background, your non-artistic background.
Thank you. My first job was 20 years in the Navy as a surface warfare officer, which meant I was somebody on the bridge of a ship, running a ship, or ashore running training programs. Did that for 21 years. Then I was a internet training consultant when the internet first took off in the mid-90s. Then I had my own business as a training consultant to small businesses and not-for-profits, and also a career coach at the very end of my business career. When I turned 65, I said, I really want to do something, because I'm an old ADD kid. I can't sit still. So I had to do something, and I went back and I said to myself, what did you do that gave you the most pleasure? And it was writing letters, writing outlines for plays and outlines for stories that didn't go anywhere. But these are always things that I had written. And I had a box full of outlines, and I said, I'm going to start doing this. So I looked for free resources here in Cleveland, started to go to them, got a 99-cent book off the web, how to write a play, and that's how I got started.
And that goes to show you, I wanted Richard to share that with us, because I often, when I do my coaching, consulting, training with actors, about your background can be anything, but he did say something in him wanted to express itself, and writing was it. So it's never too late. One of the things about our Wake Up and Live's Actors Studio, which creates the Wake Up and Live with the Arts, is we believe in diversity of ages, sex, colors, you name it. And we always encourage folks, don't let age stop you. Don't let your background stop you. If you have an artistic expression inside of you, bring it out. And who knows? Richard is an example of somebody who has done that in less than really 2 years, because we've done a couple of other stage readings of his early plays. Now we're in our first full production. And you have on the drawing boards anyway another play, and that's going to be about what?
Human trafficking. In fact, I have an appointment Monday with 2 women who were trafficked, and 2 women who are now involved in helping people who manage to get out of being trafficked. So as I said, I've already created the characters in my mind, and I want to talk to them to find out if my characters are realistic, to find out some of the details that I don't know that they would be able to tell me. And then from there, I'll develop the play. because the message that I want to put through even before the play is finished is, in today's society, almost anybody could become trafficked.
Wow. And that is unfortunately a scary but true note. And we do look forward to that topical play. Black and Blue Rhapsody is a topical play. So as you can see, Richard's style, it tends to be to write about topical, current issues that affect not only minorities, but folks everywhere of all backgrounds. And it's another thing I should say is his plays, like all good playwrights do, put in elements of hope, that it's not all misery, agony, dejection. It's tough. Life is tough, and dealing with back to the police and the community relations, you pick up the newspaper and we do see that sometimes even only thing that changes is the date.
Right.
So Richard, as a playwright who is making waves here in Cleveland, tell our viewing audience how they can get in touch with you if they want to have you come in and just talk about the play or get involved writing something, a commissioned piece.
Okay, fine. Again, my name is Richard Asbury, Asbury. I can be contacted by phone at 216-225-3429 or by email which is period, Z period, writer, WRITER, 2015 at gmail.com.
And we'll have that, crawling on the screen as well. Okay, Richard, we're in rehearsal now. We are working on raising money for the production. So if you would like to be a donor, a backer, a sponsor, if you would like to take out a small business or personal ad, or if you'd like to buy tickets, feel free. You can start by contacting us at wakeupandlives@gmail.com or go to our website, www.wakeupandlives.com or .org, and you will find the information about how to be a donor or sponsor, how to take out a business or personal ad, and how to get your tickets. So that's www.wakeupandlives.com or .org. And you too can join us in the audience on Saturday, June 1st at 7 o'clock and Sunday, June 2nd at 3 o'clock here at the Rainey Institute. So, Richard, we've got a lot of work to do between now and then.
Yep.
The rehearsal process and the casting process and all that is going on at the same time.
Correct.
So, in your case, I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you very much for having me.
You love it, child, and I love you too. Okay.
Bye.
And listen, don't go away until you make up your mind to wake up and live with the arts every day.